What if I told you that some of the most famous myths and legends aren't exactly what you think? From misunderstood monsters to hidden truths behind legendary figures, get ready to uncover 10 surprising facts that will change the way you see history and folklore forever. Fact 1. Vikings never had horned helmets. Let's start with the Vikings. Pop culture has led us to believe that these Norse warriors wore fearsome horned helmets into battle. But in reality, there's no evidence they ever did. The idea actually comes from 19th century opera costumes. Real Viking helmets were simple, made for protection, not for intimidating enemies. Fact 2. Medusa wasn't always a monster. Medusa, the snake-haired gorgon who turned men to stone, is often portrayed as a villain. But did you know she was once a beautiful maiden? In some versions of Greek mythology, she was cursed by Athena, not because she was evil, but as a punishment for being wronged by Poseidon. A tragic story of transformation rather than pure monstrosity. Fact 3. The Great Fire of London wasn't started by a baker. We've all heard that the Great Fire of London in 1666 was caused by a careless baker. But did you know that no one ever proved it? Thomas Farriner's bakery was the starting point. But some historians believe the fire was an accident waiting to happen due to the city's wooden structures and lack of fire safety. Fact 4. The Loch Ness Monster hoax. The Loch Ness Monster has been a mystery for decades, but the most famous photograph of Nessie, the 1934 surgeon's photo, was actually a hoax. It was later revealed to be a toy submarine with a sculpted head, tricking the world for years. Fact 5. Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian. Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, is often thought to be of Egyptian descent. But she was actually Greek. As a member of the Ptolemaic dynasty, she was a direct descendant of Alexander the Great's general Ptolemy. She even spoke Greek as her first language. Fact 6. Werewolves and the full moon myth. Hollywood tells us that werewolves transform under the full moon, but ancient folklore didn't always say this. The full moon connection became popular only in the 20th century, while earlier legends suggested werewolves transformed using magical belts or potions. Fact 7. King Arthur may have never existed. King Arthur, the legendary ruler of Camelot, may not have been real at all. There's no definitive historical evidence proving his existence, and most stories about him were written centuries after he supposedly lived. He might just be a mix of different warrior legends. Fact 8. Dracula was inspired by a real person. Bram Stoker's Dracula wasn't just fiction. He was partly inspired by Vlad the Impaler, a 15th century Romanian ruler known for his brutal methods. But unlike the vampire legend, Vlad wasn't immortal, just terrifyingly ruthless. Fact 9. Robin Hood was likely a composite of many outlaws. Robin Hood, the noble thief who stole from the rich and gave to the poor, may not have been a single person. Instead, historians believe he's a composite of multiple real-life outlaws from medieval England. Fact 10. The Kraken was likely based on a real animal. The Kraken, the legendary sea monster of Norse myth, might have been inspired by sightings of giant squids, which can grow over 40 feet long. Ancient sailors likely mistook these creatures for mythical monsters. So, which of these facts surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you love uncovering hidden truths about myths and legends, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing history.